Imagine looking deep into the universe, farther than any human eyes have ever seen. Imagine traveling back in time, billions of years, to witness the birth of the very first stars and galaxies. Now imagine that NASA's James Webb Space Telescope suddenly detects something so strange, so impossible, that scientists around the world are questioning everything they thought they knew about the early universe. This is not science fiction. This is our reality. Welcome to Astral Wise. Today we are venturing into the most shocking, confusing, and universe-breaking discoveries made by the James Webb Space Telescope. Discoveries that, according to our current laws of physics, should not exist. When James Webb released its first deep space images, scientists expected to see tiny, newborn galaxies. But what they found shattered every expectation. Instead of small, faint structures, Webb detected massive, bright, fully formed galaxies existing only a few hundred million years after the Big Bang. These galaxies were supposed to need billions of years to grow. Stars shouldn't have had the time to form. Heavy elements like carbon and oxygen shouldn't even exist yet. And yet, there they were, shining loudly in the dark. One astronomer said, "It's like finding a full-grown adult in a room filled with newborn babies." The early universe, according to Webb, was not a quiet, slow-growing place. It was a cosmic explosion of speed, brightness, and formation, happening far earlier than any model predicted. But it gets weirder. Webb revealed that the early universe wasn't dark at all. It was glowing, flooded with bright, massive galaxies that should not have existed that early. This is known as the overbrightness problem. Stars were forming too fast. Gas was collapsing too efficiently. Everything was happening at a speed that physics simply cannot explain. And then came something even more mysterious. Something scientists didn't expect to find in their lifetimes. Strange objects that look like stars, but behave like nothing we've ever seen. These objects shine faintly in infrared. They're enormous, possibly the size of entire solar systems. And they aren't powered by nuclear fusion like normal stars. Instead, some researchers believe they may be powered by dark matter. These hypothetical objects are called dark stars, and if they're real, they would rewrite everything we know about stars, energy, and dark matter itself. NASA scientists admitted they don't yet know what Webb is seeing, but whatever these objects are, they absolutely should not exist. But the surprises didn't stop there. When Webb looked toward the centers of these early galaxies, it found something even more terrifying. Supermassive black holes, not small ones, but giants billions of times the mass of our sun, existing only 500 to 700 million years after the Big Bang. According to our understanding of black hole growth, this is impossible. Black holes need long periods of time to grow this large. They need countless collisions, mergers, and gradual accumulation. But Webb found them right at the beginning, as if they formed instantly. A leading astrophysicist said, "We are seeing black holes that simply cannot exist according to standard cosmology." And yet, there they are. Then came another breakthrough. Webb started scanning the atmospheres of distant exoplanets, planets orbiting stars light years away. And what it found shocked scientists yet again. It detected water vapor in places it shouldn't be. Methane and carbon dioxide combinations that don't match known natural processes. And even possible traces of dimethyl sulfide, a gas on Earth almost entirely produced by life. On a world called K2-18b, the chemical fingerprints were so unusual that scientists said, "We cannot rule out the possibility of biological processes." Webb may not have found life, but it found something that refuses to be explained. But perhaps the biggest shock came from something we depend on every single day in cosmology: redshift. Redshift is how we measure the age and distance of galaxies. The higher the redshift, the older and farther away the object is. But Webb found massive, mature galaxies at incredibly high redshifts, meaning they should be impossibly old, too old. This created what scientists now call the redshift crisis. If redshift is not telling us the whole story, our measurements of distance, age, and the very scale of the universe may be wrong. Our cosmic map might need to be rewritten from scratch. And with all these anomalies piling up, galaxies forming too early, stars evolving too fast, black holes growing too quickly, planets forming too soon, and redshift behaving unpredictably, scientists are now being forced to ask questions they've been afraid to ask. What if the universe didn't begin exactly the way we think it did? What if the Big Bang timeline is incorrect? What if time itself behaved differently at the beginning? What if dark matter and dark energy played a far more dramatic role? What if the universe is older, maybe much older, than we calculated? Some researchers even propose that the universe could have begun forming stars earlier than we expected, long before our current physics allows. Others suggest radical ideas, like an early inflation phase that lasted longer than we believe, or that the laws of physics operated differently shortly after the Big Bang. But whatever the truth is, one thing is clear. James Webb is not just showing us a clearer universe, it is showing us a different universe. And the most shocking part? This is only the beginning. Webb is just getting started. In the coming years, it will map the earliest structures in the cosmos, search for biosignatures on dozens of worlds, explore the chemistry of alien atmospheres, measure dark matter interactions, and peer deeper into time than any human instrument before it. Every month it is revealing new surprises, new galaxies, new anomalies, new contradictions, showing us a universe that is far stranger, faster, brighter, and more mysterious than we ever imagined. The James Webb Space Telescope was built to answer questions, but instead, it is giving us new ones, bigger ones, cosmic ones, galaxies that shouldn't exist, stars that break the rules, black holes that grow too fast, planets with chemicals out of place, and mysteries that challenge the very foundation of physics. The universe is not what we thought it was. It is something far more astonishing. This is Astral Wise. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. And as always, stay curious.